Today is an exciting day in the Chrome Unboxed studio. We have in front of us right here two different versions of the brand new Acer Chromebook Plus Spin 514. It comes packing that awesome Kompanio Ultra chip inside, just like the Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14. We're super excited about this device. It looks great in photos, but it's time to get in the box and see what this thing's about. But before we get into these boxes, I wanted to extend a quick invitation to our Chrome Unboxed Plus community. It's a spot where you can connect with all kinds of other people, hundreds of other people who love Chromebooks, love Google products, and just like to have really cool discussions about those things. We do AMAs with the Chrome OS team. We have awesome giveaways. We just got done giving away the new Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14. It's just an awesome place to be. And for $2 a month, you get ad-free access to the website. Again, some of those AMAs, you get access to Joe and myself, and mainly access to this awesome community that is full of enthusiasts, probably like yourself if you're even thinking about doing that. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, go to chromeunboxed.com/join and you can learn more about it and get started. So as I said in the opening, this is the bigger one here. I think it's got like a case with it, is the upgraded model. Now the model that you'll see in, and we'll get to it in a second, the model you'll see in Best Buy stores mid-September likely is this one right here. And so we'll talk about all of its specs and everything. Both of them have the same Kompanio Ultra chip inside, very similar build qualities, but there's some slight differences between the two. So we figured we'd unbox both of them. And if, you know, history serves as any account, you know, we'll likely end up having some deals on these, especially as we get into the fall months. And don't be thrown off by this. This is Acer Stylus. They said they were going to send it over to us. So I'm interested to try it out. It is not included in here. She just chucked it in the box for me. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. But like I said, the one that's going to be in Best Buy stores, the starting price is $699.99. But again, we'll probably see deal prices on that pretty quickly. And now we're moving into fall, so going to be shopping season not too long from now. We'll set that here. Let me just see what kind of charger we get with this bad boy. Pretty standard fare here, just a block. And I kid, that's way too small for me to even dream of reading. I don't see any big wattage on here. Yeah, so we'd have to figure that out maybe for the review. You know, it's a charger. It's an ARM-powered device, so it's not going to need a ton of juice to top up pretty quickly. Let's see this bad boy. Oh yeah, the pictures did it pretty good justice. Very thin, very Acer still, but yeah, almost like a whitish silvery color, but more of a powdered aluminum top here. Aluminum on the bottom as well, so that's pretty cool. This one is coming with fan ports. So if you note, the same processors in the Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14 does not have any fans. This one does. So maybe under load, this thing ends up beating the Lenovo. Might be a test that we actually have to do and see, like really put a stress test on both and see if either one of them caves. Because if the Lenovo doesn't, that's pretty impressive if it does that without fans. But even with fans, you've got a super sleek form factor here. It's kind of got that Acer swoosh going on here like we normally see, but kind of a boxy edge. And they brought back the chamfer around the top. So is that coming across? I don't know. I never know how to get the angle just right on that. But on the edge, like when I see it over here with the light, I can completely see it. But very silvery chamfered edge all the way around here. I've always loved that, especially with the powdered aluminum up top. It's just a classy look. But you know, pretty much Acer, standard Acer fare. We've got two USB Type-C ports here, headphone microphone jack, and then over here, two USB Type-A ports, Kensington lock. So against the Lenovo, it definitely has the upside of having more ports, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it feels really good. Nice and rigid in the hand, but also very, very thin. Oh, I didn't try the one finger lift, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't think it was. Usually convertibles don't have a one finger lift. But inside here, somebody's taken, these aren't full retail models. They sent us these a little bit early. So I would assume you're going to see some stickers here. So for those of you who hate stickers and they're like, oh my God, there's no stickers on here. There probably is going to be some stickers on here. But we have two upward firing speakers. We've got that silvered out keyboard. Like this has I don't know, almost like an Asus kind of look to it to me. This is a little different, a little departure for Acer, and I love that. I love seeing them kind of take some different approaches to some stuff. And again, I mean, you just see the thinness of this device. I mean, it feels great. Bottom is rigid. Yeah, it feels good. So, one hand holding, it's not bending under its own weight. That's very nice. Let's get a little feel on the keyboard here. Really clicky, feels very good. Do we have backlighting? Oh wow, so no, I don't think there's any backlighting on the keyboard on this model. I'm pretty sure on the upper model there is, so that's one to note for sure. You've got the new keyboard layout as well. So similar to what we saw with the Samsung Galaxy Chromebook Plus, and then what we saw with the Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14. You've got all these extra functions up here. So accessibility buttons, microphone, mute. You've got the dictation key, along with all your other Chromebook specific function keys, but then your launcher key is now down at the bottom. Additionally, this is now the caps lock / quick insert key. So a very similar layout to the Lenovo I've been using here for the last little bit. Huge spacious trackpad. As always, Acer always does a great job with their trackpads. This feels really great. Pretty quiet click mechanism here, but it's seated very nicely. Again, upward firing speakers, very cool to see. Up top on this particular model, it's a 1080p webcam. I do know for sure the other one comes with a 5 megapixels. So that's one of the upgrades. However, I'm going to have to look at this. Oh, I can tell already. So when it leaked, it was a 120 hertz screen. Definitely the case. I'll showcase that a little bit more here in just a second. But you've got a 14-inch 300 plus nits. It's rated at 300. I think it gets a little higher than that. 16 by 10, 1080p display. So now you got a 1920 by 1200, which I think is a perfect resolution for this size of screen. It gets some pretty good numbers. We'll get into that stuff for the review, but as far as the DCI-P and color gamut and all that kind of stuff, it looks great here. I probably blew the camera out when I turned it towards Joe, so there's that, maybe a little bit better. You've got the camera shutter up top as well. Always love to see that. So a lot of cool things going on here. I need to get signed in here so I can test a few things. Hopefully these speakers sound pretty good. They're upward facing, so that's a good start. And get to typing just a little bit and feel the trackpad a bit, and then we'll get into the other box. All right, quick change of plans. The original one that we unboxed needed an update, so I'm letting it do that. And I figured since we have this one sitting here, we'll go ahead and unbox it as well. Additionally, as I was working through some of the setup steps, I did notice the keyboard backlighting works on screen. It wasn't actually bringing the keyboard backlight up. This thing's a pre-production unit, so the update it's taking might fix that. But it looks like for sure it's going to ship with a backlit keyboard. Now, I thought it did, but at first it wasn't responding. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is standard Acer. I mean, they must have a bajillion of these in a factory somewhere. It's been the same case for years and years and years, but pretty straightforward sleeve. Always nice to see. So if you buy the upper version of this, it looks like it's going to come with the sleeve, which is pretty cool. They're always handy to have, especially if you don't want to carry a backpack around with you. And with these things, again, I'm making some assumptions here generally because this is the Kompanio Ultra chip. It's going to have like 2 days of battery. So this is one of those devices where maybe you just throw this thing in that sleeve and that's all you take out of the house for the day if you go to work. So worth considering there, and it's cool that they include it. I'm going to check to see if the charger's any different here. No, same charger. So and again, the wattages could be different. The print on those is so tiny I can't read it. So yeah, I mean identical here. So it's not like you're upgrading and you're getting a better chassis or something like that. I mean, this is absolutely identical. Port selection's the exact same around the side. So all the upgrades are going to be like internal and like screen related type stuff. So we get into those really quickly. So you are getting an upgraded 5 megapixel camera up top. Turn that screen brightness down a little bit. Yeah, so this one, it's showing the same slider on the keyboard brightness is there, but I can see the backlighting coming on here, so we'll see on that one. Same 14-inch 16 by 10 screen, but now you're talking 1920, or no, I'm sorry, 2560 by 1880. I think is the 16 by 10. 14. It's basically 1440p with the extra,
the screen reader on Chrome OS, Chromebox,
with the extra pixels down low. So you lose the 120 hertz though. So on this one, you go back to 60 hertz. I don't know that Quad HD is really necessary in a 14-inch screen. That depends, I guess, on your use case or what you're doing with it. But you know, the screen on this one. Let me turn the brightness up. That's interesting. Another point I got there. Yeah, I mean, they look very comparable as far as brightness. I think they're both in that 300 nit range. Colors look great. Viewing angles look really good. So again, you're getting a 16 by 10. 14-inch screen. That's the most important thing for you to know. But it's same keyboard. I mean, everything else feels and looks the same. And here's the stickers that I was alluding to on the other one. I would assume this one will pull off easy. That one not so much, but that's all you're going to deal with from a sticker standpoint on this one. Additionally, with this device, you actually upgrade to 16 gigs of RAM versus the 12 gigs of RAM on the entry-level model. They both are 256 gigs of storage. They both have the Kompanio Ultra, obviously, inside. So really the big upgrades you're getting in this one, and we don't have a firm price yet on this, and it won't be available until October, only at Acer's site. You're getting a better camera, 5 megapixel camera. You're getting a higher def screen, but not 120 hertz. And you're getting 4 more gigs of RAM. So hopefully the price increase won't be too much on that one. But all right, let me log into this one as well and see if it needs the update that this one took. And maybe while we're talking about the other one, this one could be updating. And then we will at least get them up here kind of side by side so you can see if there's any real differences. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of like outer hardware differences. All right, so I've got both of them, you know, all updated, signed in, all that kind of stuff. And I will say, I do think there are some noted differences, but from a packaging standpoint, like stickers on it, everything about the higher spec model feels more like finished, complete, and less of a pre-production model versus the lower end one. Definitely feels like this one might still have been a pre-production model. So I don't want to tell you for sure like these things are going to be facts. So the software is still showing me that the keyboard brightness is going up and down. Not once ever in all the Chromebooks I've ever messed with has that ever happened if the hardware doesn't support it. So my guess is we're probably running into some sort of glitch on the backlighting of the keyboard on the model that's going to be at Best Buy very shortly. That being said, everything else about the internal of them feels and behaves the exact same. I will say on the one where the backlighting of the keyboard is working, I can probably get it to this exact spot. It's hard to find. Oh, there we go. I need to tilt it up. It's about right there. Hopefully that shows on camera. Are those keys disappearing-ish? Yeah, it's hard if there's no light coming in. They do a good job of being dark enough that if you don't have the backlighting turned on, you can see them perfectly fine if there's light hitting it. They do a good job of that. But if there's no like hard light coming in on the keyboard, it's kind of the same problem you run into with some of those Asus devices I've complained about in the past, where if the backlighting is kind of in the middle, you just can't see any symbols at all on the keyboard with the improper lighting. So just something to be aware of. Again, you can always just turn your backlighting off in most scenarios, and those are nice darker symbols on there, so they should show up just fine, but just something to be aware of. The speakers, the upward firing speakers on both models, I was curious if they were different. Pretty mediocre on both, unfortunately. I was really hoping, not for the best speakers in the world, but when they situate them upward firing, I feel like maybe they put something good in. I'll give you a little sample here. And the handy dandy Pixel 9 here.
It's pretty boxy sounding.
Compare size and shape and all that kind of stuff, because
we'll hear a little bit of music here.
Are pretty similar. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get in these boxes. Not crazy loud either. So we'll get started with not a whole lot of bottom end, but here's the upgraded model. Size and shape and all that kind of stuff, because obviously those things are pretty similar. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get in these boxes. Sounds exactly the same to me, so I don't think you're getting any upgrade in the speakers in that department. I will say I turned the camera on really quickly, and that is definitely an upgrade. So the 1080p camera is at least in this model, again, I got to keep coming back to that. I feel like this is very pre-production. There's a chance this isn't the model, the camera that is going to ship. That's just not good. I mean, there's no way. We'll have to show you in the review once we have a production model. It reminds me of the 516 GE cameras that I always kind of harped on of being like just super soft. The dynamic contrast and a lot of it's just off. It doesn't look good. But the camera on, again, the model that I feel like is closer to like a production model, looks pretty darn good. Now, granted, this goes up to a 5 megapixel camera, but I'm gonna point this over at Joe and see. Yeah, you can see it just it fixed the contrast and the exposure pretty quickly. It looks really good. So hopefully, again, maybe this is not indicative of what the camera will look like on the one that ships, but you know, fairly mediocre there. So 2 other things I want to hit on before we kind of wrap this one up. The screen on both of them looks great. The colors look great, but I really lean towards the 120 hertz. I don't care if it's 1080p. Having everything on screen be super smooth is definitely worth it. So I'm gonna shut this guy down for just a second and just show you, like, let me get a hold of something here. Hopefully the camera picks this up, but like the motion of that is just so buttery smooth. And I'm a sucker for 120 hertz or even just like 90 or 75 hertz, like something that goes above and beyond 60. It just creates, I don't know, a different look. And it's one of the things on the Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14 that I just wished, you know, with the OLED screen on that one, it was like, man, the screen is so good. If it was just, you know, 90 or 120 hertz, it would just like kind of be the cap on there. And it didn't have that. So I'm enjoying the fact that it's got that. But the additional thing you get with a device like this is, as we're talking about these price points, they probably sound familiar. The other Kompanio Ultra device is $750, and it's great. I mean, we can't get around that. Like, we've done the reviews, the unboxings and stuff, and I've just said it outright. It's the best Chromebook I've ever used. And so a device that comes in with the same processor, it's going to be compared to that. There's just no way around it. But this one's different in a couple ways, and one of the key ways is obviously the fact that it's a convertible. And so since I can do that with it, the other addition is it's USI capable. And so I'm hoping that this pen has some charge to it so I can actually show you guys this in action. It says it's battery powered, so this is not a rechargeable stylus. I might have to actually put the battery in. No battery in there, so hopefully there's one in here that's got some juice. Maybe a pull tab. I don't even see where you, oh, there it is. Let's see. Survey says it's a lot of threads. There is a battery. Oh, there was a little nub on the back of it, so let's cross our fingers and hope this works. This one's got a couple buttons on it. Don't know what they do. This is a nice compact little pen. Probably doesn't, but I'm gonna at least try. Yeah, there's no magnets here. But works right out of the gate. So let's pull up cursive. There we go. Let's see how she does. Ooh, that's nice. You can see that pen is right on. As fast as I move, it goes right with it. So let me actually try to write something. As most of you know around here, my handwriting is notoriously terrible. And I'm writing as fast as I can to simulate what it would be like if I were taking notes. And you can see my chicken scratch, it picked all of it up. That's a huge deal because a lot of times USI pens don't do that. Like, it'll just be missing full letters and all that kind of stuff. Because again, I have terrible handwriting. It's very chicken scratchy and very like quick. And the fact that I could actually read my writing there is pretty cool. So that's very interesting because again, this thing gets to function a little bit as a tablet. So, I mean, you could kind of come over here. I know some people hate these side bezels. It's nice to have a place to hold though in tablet mode, but I could be holding this thing and so somebody's talking to me. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's great. You've got a group of 12 at 5 p.m. for 3 hours on Saturday. you know, I'm just making stuff up here, but I'm able to hold this thing up and actually jot notes down because, again, the stylus, I mean, you can kind of see it here. Oh, converted for some reason. Oh, I closed it. That's user error. That's on me. Oh, and I totally closed it. You get it, though. You know, the whole thing just works really well. Like, that stylus feels great, and then combined with the 120 hertz, like, it's just so buttery smooth. It's very nice. So this might be one that, for the first time in a long time, as a convertible, I might spend some time with it in tablet mode a little bit more. I'm curious to see what some of the games that I play will be like on this, since I can actually flip it into tablet mode and hope to have some gyro. I don't know. All that stuff we'll have to wait for the review to see, but I'm excited for these devices. I'm excited knowing that Acer likes to put their devices on sale. It gives us a better entry point, I feel like, for the Kompanio Ultra chip. And it gives people an option to go with something if they want a USI pen, or if they want a convertible form factor, or, you know, they want just a different type of Chromebook, maybe with some more ports on it. And so it's cool that we have some different options. It's cool now that we know our two devices that have the Kompanio Ultra in them are going to be out on the market. And so I'm excited to spend more time with this. It'll be the first Chromebook I've used other than the Lenovo Chromebook Plus 14 in some time. So I'm very excited to get this thing in the regular flow of business for me. And obviously, once I do that for a little bit, we'll have a review kind of both of these models here in the next couple weeks, and look forward to sharing that with you guys. But for now, that's it for this one. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Until next time, we'll see you.